Hello, people of 2022. I'm coming to you from the future, and I've come across some names that you all seem to have heard of. Names like Kardashian, Bundy, Gacy, Dahmer. All these names seem to be instantly recognizable to you all. It seems like the Kardashians has possibly killed the entertainment industry for people's entertainment. However, the other names have all killed people for their own entertainment. Those people, Bundy, Gacy, Dahmer, they seem to be what you all call serial killers. Me and my team set up a project to find out where these serial killers got their start from. We've posed questions to the people of your era. We've looked at trends and the way they've answered these questions. We ran into some snags. We've ran into some limitations. But we did come up with results, and we also came up with ideas that we could search out and go further into this path. Our first question, of course, is what makes them do what they do? Questions like, do you think serial killers are born evil? It seems like Jeffrey Dahmer was in our research. He had a normal childhood. He had a family that loved him. We came across information that said you all complain about people's babies and how a certain baby can be terrible, cry a lot, throw tantrums, have violent fits. Is this baby basically a precursor to a serial killer? We also posed a question. Do you think the environment a child grows up in can cause them to become evil? Well, our research shows someone by the name of Mary Bell, who had a horrible childhood. That could certainly lead her down this path. And you know what? She killed her first person when she was 10 years old. Can substance abuse from your era lead people to kill? Things like drugs and alcohol. Well, certainly a group called the Manson family took part on all of these, and they certainly killed quite a few people. Does the media of your era, such as newspapers, books, magazines, music, video games, and movies, lead people to insanity and murder? Well, Richard Ramirez was a fan of the band AC/DC. He became known as the Night Stalker, and his favorite song from them was The Night Prowler. We came to a point where we didn't really hear about that many serial killers. What we started coming across now was mass shooters. Has these mass shooters replaced serial killers? The last one we came across that was in the national media was the serial killer, the DC Sniper. We feel you all need to know so that you don't become victims on these people's altars, buried in their backyard, or worse, wind up on their dinner plate. Our project's design was to do a poll on the Likert scale from 0 to 10. We also posted 2 questions asking for demographics such as gender and age group from the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, and the 50 and up. This poll was posted through freesurveyonline.com and shared through Facebook to reach the masses. Me and my group, we ended up with 63 responses in over 10 days. Some of the findings came across as rather interesting. The 20-year-olds and the men seemed to answer all the questions in 0, 5, and 10. Women and the other groups answered more towards 6, 8s, 4s, and the 50 and plus group, they answered all across the board 0 to 10 for almost every question. The first question on whether you believe these people are born evil, your 20-year-olds at this time said no. Everyone else said yes. When we asked about the environment and whether their environment that they grew up in caused them to become evil, everyone said yes. When we posed the question about substance abuse and whether it could cause somebody to become a serial killer, everyone said no. When the question was posed on media and whether the video games, movies, music, and such could drive a person to kill, the answers were commonly no. Now, however, we came to the question about the mass shooters and whether or not a random person could just one day snap and become a serial killer. The people in their 30s said yes. However, all the other age groups said no. Now, during this time frame, we came across some limitations. Your groups didn't seem to want to share this information or even take the surveys because they were afraid their Facebook accounts were going to be hacked. During this time frame, there was also something you all called the coronavirus, and that caused people not to really want to go out in public and confront strangers. Another limitation was that we weren't too sure about asking the public about serial killers because it could put a target on our backs or we could end up in danger ourselves. Another limitation was we are not used to your technology at all. The technology you all have did not exist when we were in school. Some of the questions that lead us to want to lead us down the path further are, what are these people's religious beliefs? And with your religious belief, do you feel the devil made them do it? Another interesting question could be, do you think there are other serial killers that can still be out there? In conclusion, there were a lot of numbers, a lot of polls, a lot of percentages, and we just don't have time to cover all of that right now and break it down for you. What we do know is, me and my group, we don't want you guys to become a victim. You must remember this. You must take it to heed because they are out there. To this day, there are FBI agents and psychologists and psychiatrists that are studying these people to find out where they're coming from so that no one else may become a victim. That one went longer, 8 minutes, 32 seconds. I'm posting it anyway.